Welcome. So I'm talking about this idea of just after having spent a weekend in the Netherlands in this beautiful workshop with people from various countries, from the United States, the Netherlands, from Italy, and people from different backgrounds and experiences, and how we all managed to get over the language barrier and as we dropped into our hearts, find deeper level of connection, which is lasting and goes beyond words and goes beyond the labels. And then bringing in this idea of what does it take for us to do that, and understanding the purpose of this meditation on many levels is to cultivate resilience and fierce compassion through the lens of what is equanimity, and through this lens of really seeing how it's easy for us to place blame outside of ourselves. It's easy for us to place enemies outside of ourselves, to create distance through our labeling and through creating separation. And that's it's important to recognize that and see where what needs to change in our culture, in our society, in our systems. However, what this meditation explores is the idea of we also have to look within and see what parts of ourselves, what viewpoints within ourselves and habits and patterns need to shift. So coming back to this idea of occupy your heart and creating events where we look at that it begins with stillness, it begins with silence, it begins with going within, and seeing that oftentimes a lot of the external challenges we have, we can shift the whole perspective of it if we can shift perspectives within ourselves. And this idea of, we talk about loved ones, strangers, and adversaries, and how that is mutable, how that shifts and changes. It's not as fixed as we think it is. And that's what the purpose of this is to look at, to how can we be more engaged with people on the planet, and where it gets beyond whether we see them as loved ones, strangers, or adversaries. And of course, it all begins with, we don't want to get harmed. We want to make sure we're safe, we are safe, and we feel safe. So it's not a question of putting yourself in harm's way. This is just a question of, with a sense of confidence and a sense of feeling like you can take care of yourself from power within, what will it take for us to increase our capacity to engage with others and to get out of our own scope of people that we're engaging with, and see if we can start expanding that. And if we all did that, if each one of us on this planet did that a little bit, it would be a very different world. We would be much more connected in ways that I think the world our systems are craving. And that's the concept of global intimacy. How do I build deeper connections with various people and groups and cultures on this planet? And the more we can do that and develop connection with more beings, the less indifferent we are to the suffering of others and to the system, and the more we can get out of our heads and just intellectualize it all, feel it in our hearts, and our hearts take us into action to see what we can do to contribute in any way that we can. So I just want to bring that up as a incentive for why we're doing this, and for a possible way of there's so many ways for us as individuals where we may feel like we don't have power to make change happen. We don't have power over, or we might get discouraged or apathetic or confused or angry or depressed or feel disempowered. And so the question is, where do we have power? And and that's what this is, and that's what this little message is that if we take a moment to see it, we certainly have power over our own viewpoints, our own habits and patterns. We certainly have power over how we label people and others, and the amount of connection and separation we create. And we have the power to really look at the preciousness of every moment of our lives and turn that into something extraordinary by resonating with our highest purpose, which may be service and maybe connection. So I want to offer that as a motivation for our meditation. And let's let's get started. And most of you, I know already, have been doing this practice for a while, so it's good to keep going deeper into that. But if there are any of you who are here for the first time, if you're here for the first time, it's good to maybe type in the chat in your name, or at least not your name, at least the city you're in. We momentarily have people from various parts of the United States and various parts of the Netherlands. It's always nice to see who's involved as we do this practice. So remembering that this meditation is based on the core exercise and the method respectful confrontation, the core of the whole practice of developing the method and the skills to stand in your power, speak your truth, get your needs met in a way where you don't get harmed and other people don't get harmed. And begins with first developing a deeper level of connection with yourself, with your surroundings and others, a deeper level of grounding, of centeredness, and increasing your capacity of awareness and connection. So bringing your awareness to your center, which is about the width of 3 fingers below your navel and 1/3 of the way into your body. So we're in your lower belly. If this is new for you, take a moment to investigate that. Put your fingers together. Place your index finger over your navel, where your pinky resides. That's about the width of 3 fingers below your navel. And now bring your focus inside of your body, about 1/3 of the way. Placing your full attention on that spot, your center of impulse, creativity, gravity, personal power, and how you perceive your reality. Becoming aware of the parts of your body that are connecting with the floor or the cushion or the chair or whatever you're sitting on, using those as anchor points, contact points. From those points, those parts of your body, allowing your body to yield, to relax, allowing gravity to bring you closer to the ground. Relaxing the lower belly, allowing the breath to drop fully down into the pelvis. And from your center, your place of awareness, become aware of your physical body. From your center, become aware of your emotional body. All you're doing is listening. You're developing a deeper level of listening, letting the body speak to you, letting your emotional self speak to you. And your task is to just create space and let sensations flow and emotions flow. From your center, become aware of your mental body, developing an awareness of your thoughts and the quality of your thoughts. Keeping a focus in your center, your place of personal power and awareness. Now also bringing awareness to your heart, or the middle of your chest, where your heart power resides. Compassion, respect, understanding, connection. And from your center and from your heart, asking yourself, how connected do you feel at this moment something larger than yourself? Allowing energy to flow and emotions to flow. And with more of an awareness of yourself in this present moment, deeper connection with yourself, awareness of yourself, from your center and from your heart, take a full breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And with more of an awareness of yourself in this present moment, keeping your eyes closed, from your center and from your heart, opening to a connection with your surroundings. Becoming aware of the surroundings in all directions, objects, sounds, smells. Maybe investigating, what does the silence sound like? And how is this, your surroundings, influencing you at this moment? And how might you be influencing your surroundings? With more of an awareness of yourself and your surroundings in this present moment. From your center and from your heart, take a full breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Now, with cultivating more of a connection with yourself and your surroundings, maintaining that connection from your center and from your heart, opening to a connection with those in this meditation circle, in various points of the planet, connecting not with your thoughts, but with your center, your personal power, and with your heart. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just an investigation. It's just an exploration. How does that affect you? How does it feel? With a deeper sense of connection with self and surroundings, from your center and from your heart, connecting with those through this resource called the internet, or through time and space, with those who are committing at this moment to this meditation circle. How might you be influencing them at this moment, simply with your presence and your awareness and your heart? And how might they be influencing you? With more of an awareness of yourself, your surroundings, and those in this meditation circle, taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now, with more of a connection with yourself, your surroundings, and those on this meditation circle, increasing your capacity of connection with all human beings, beginning with those that you would consider loved ones. So from your center and from your heart, connecting with those that you would identify as loved ones. Do you see specific people? Can you actually reach them with your heart and your personal power? And from your center and from your heart, connecting with those that you might call strangers. And from your center and from your heart, connecting with those that you might call adversaries. allowing energy to flow and emotions to flow. Now, with more of an awareness of yourself, your surroundings, those in this meditation circle, and all human beings, whether you label them as loved one, stranger, or adversary, from your center and from your heart, taking a full breath in, deep in through your nose, out through your mouth. And again, just doing an inventory and noticing of what's happening in your nervous system, all of your different bodies, cells, your heart. Maintaining this level of presence and connection with all human beings. See if you can maintain that expanded feeling of, or that scope of connection with all human beings, holding them in your heart. As we bring our focus back, focusing now primarily on those in this meditation circle. And as we bring our focus more specific, we focus it more in our attention, just noticing how that influences our connections. First with those in this meditation circle. Bringing our focus now back to our surroundings. And finally, bringing our focus back to a connection with ourselves. With more of now, just noticing, having done this practice of a connection with yourself, your surroundings, with others, with all human beings, and bringing that back to you. One final breath to close this. From your center and from your heart, deep into your heart, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you're ready, slowly shake it out. Open your eyes and shake it out. Reorienting yourself, taking a look around. You know what I was thinking could be a fun a homework assignment is imagine if you if you happen to drive or you happen to be on the metro or at a supermarket and you think to yourself, especially if you're doing this on a pretty regular basis, almost a weekly basis, it's like, I've got to collect my strangers for next week, for the next meditation. That just think about the beauty of that practice. That in alone is huge, because that means when you're on the metro or in the supermarket, you're out of your own head and you're actually more present and aware of what's happening around you, and you're actually connecting and you're actually choosing to engage with others, whether you have a conversation or not. You're just bringing awareness to that. That in itself is really the purpose of this. So start thinking about that. It's like, okay, for my next meditation, who am I going to bring in as my stranger and my loved one or my adversary, whatever. So it's good to see you all, as I said. And anybody want to share what your experience was?
It was again a warm bath, Joe. It's so nice to do this with all the people.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's great to have your energy here, Hank.
Yeah.
It's so
really
good to see
nice,
people
especially
who I met
after,
Saturday
Oh.
and Sunday,
very
and now they are
intense
somewhere in the world and know each other.
Okay. Thank you, Mika. Thank you. Ninka, I didn't catch what you were saying. Do you want to repeat what you were saying?
Yes. Yeah, it's really nice to see this as a practice that goes on. And it's really important to embody this and to manifest this in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your truth. It happens to be my truth as well. So that's good.
Mm. Yes, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
At least.
Nice.
Hey, Joe and everyone. I want to say something. So last week, when I was here, I mentioned that I wasn't feeling particularly connected to any of the groups of people that you cited during the meditation. And this week, I really put a little bit more effort into trying to get my mind to engage with that connection. And it's, I've actually been realizing it's really connected to what's going on in my life, where I've been aware of, like, for example, in my relationship with my boyfriend, really needing to become aware of how I impact him in subtle ways, and how he impacts me. So it's actually, I'm finding that this practice is really very, very apropos to my life right now. So thank you. I'm really, yes, it's actually a great service to think about this at least once a week, in a focused way, so that I can engage with that question moment to moment as needed.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rick. Beautifully said. Thank you.
Yeah, I will say that for a moment there, I could just feel this. I think when it was connecting to strangers, this like big wave, like big energy, big wave, and then I felt myself actually kind of pull back, like seize up with a little fear, and was that wave gonna swallow everything? Was it, so it just was something for me to observe about my own moment, and the connection and the willingness to really listen to it and follow it to that place of manifestation, whatever it may be.
Beautiful. Thank you. What an experience. And but I can offer, I don't know if this is not the answer, but just an idea, is That's where the core comes in, the grounding, the connection with what, you know, with what the anchor points you're sitting on, and that's where the pillar of grounding in the 4 pillars comes in. You know, even though you might be swept up in that whatever it is, you can still feel grounded in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you.
Nice.
It's such a delight to feel my circle of loved ones grow as I'm seeing, you know, Mika, just so good to be in the live flesh with you last weekend after seeing you on this meditation for months now, and to actually know your being in the flesh now. And there's something that grows in my love. And then what I recognize today is when each one of us is in that full appreciation and connection with everyone that we love, it's like all the love ties, like all the borders of love connect, and it's just like a big sea of love. It's like all the love vibe connects, which is like, it's awesome. So it's great.
Would you say that's pleasant or unpleasant?
I'd say that for me, that's pleasure and pleasant.
Pleasure. Okay.
Yes. Pleasureful.
Nice.
Yeah. So sweet.
Okay. Well, feel free if you have anything else. Otherwise, I'd say let's bring the practice to a close. And as always, it's such a pleasure and so much gratitude for you for showing up for this. It's great to see your faces. It's great to hold the space with you, and it's great for me as well to have people to deepen practice with. So thank you. So with that, with the energy that we've generated, as we think about what's playing out in the world at this moment, parts of the world that could use some of this grounded, pleasurable, loving energy. If we can experience it as waves coming in, then I can only imagine that whether people are cognitively aware of it, that they're experiencing it as waves as well, all beings. So just directing that energy for dedications. If anyone wants to share a dedication.
May this planet and its inhabitants be responsive to our intention to care for her.
May all people be happy, safe, free, and healthy.
And at least my standards, our standards, may all beings on this planet have enough fresh water and food. And may all governments govern from a place of wisdom as opposed to fear and greed. And with that, taking one final breath to anchor that in through your nose, out through your mouth. And have a wonderful week. And hopefully see you again next week.
Yes, and Mika wants to say bye. Her connection is down.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, Mika. Bye, everyone.
I'm back again.
Ah.